The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking of any kind during the tour, no eating or drinking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, sudden train movements, fire effects, many water effects. You want to have your plans out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board the tram. Now, you may have noticed on movie poster timeline, you can see a tour at the right hand side of the tram. Car 3, make sure your masks are completely up and over your nose. Our movie poster timeline is a small representation because Universal has done thousands of movies thanks to that lucky fellow on your screen. That's Carl Lindley, our founder. He founded Universal Pictures back in 1915, marking us as the oldest movie studio in Hollywood by just a couple of days. He wanted to bring movie making to the masses, and that still happens to this day, because see, you're on the world famous studio tour. Now you're coming into the heart of the studio, getting an idea what that's like. Take a look over there toward the left-hand side of the tram. That's Soundstage 12, this largest soundstage on our lot. That's where they used to film The Voice, but The Voice films a little bit further on inside of soundstage 24 and 25 now. But that soundstage is so large that it held the Visitor Center from Jurassic Park, Dracula's Castle, Frankenstein's Lab. And continue looking next to us, you'll see sound stages 20 and 19. Notice on the side of those sound stages, those gigantic doors. We call those doors elephant doors because an elephant can fit through them. They have them that wide and tall so they can carry in their set pieces. Most of them are constructed outside of the soundstage and they put it together like a puzzle. 17 to 16 toward the left is where they film Superstar, starring America Ferrera. Now, Superstore has since wrapped. Those two sound stages can merge into one by opening up the doors that separate, bringing Wicked to Broadway. And you can probably see a familiar profile painted outside of Bungalow 5195 that once belonged to the incomparable Alfred Hitchcock, famous director of Psycho and The Birds. Now, right next to our bungalows, you'll see a very new soundstage built on our lot. Soundstages 22 and 23. That's where they filmed the television series, which is new for NBC, Kenan. When Will and Grace made their television comeback, they filmed right inside of there as well. World of Dance filmed inside, as well as America's Got Talent and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So, that soundstage. We're traveling. We are headed back to the future. That's what 88 miles per hour feels like in a tram, everybody. Welcome to our Courthouse Square. Yes, made famous by Back to the Future, the brand new television series which recently debuted on Peacock. Rutherford Falls films over here. Filmed some of the movie Norbit over in this area as well. It gives it a small town feel, and how about we travel from a small town to the big city? And there's nobody that knows our New York like Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. One's got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Yeah, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. filmed over in this area. Spider-Man movies filmed right over here in this area. And if you take a look next to us, you see that these sets are pretty tall. They stand about 50 feet tall now because when they rebuilt the sets over here, they wanted to make sure it looked more like a realistic New York area, so you couldn't see the hillside here.
Experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. The Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife of Skull Island.
He's lived here for hundreds of years.
We're so sure.
Thomas had a mustache. No, his mustache was real, but the car, it's a fake. It's a Volkswagen base with a Ferrari shell. So it's a knockoff like my first, but I've been told you cannot tell the difference. You've noticed that these cars have needed to grow bigger, better, and faster, especially if you need to run away from dinosaurs, which happens a lot in our pictures here at Universal. Especially that gyrosphere from Jurassic World. Now, our dinosaurs have missed you so very much, and they just want to say hey. They've had to go somewhere. There they are. Yeah. Well, as you can tell, they do not like hashtag selfies. But now you know. Okay, that's fine. Now that area was brought to life by the dinosaurs, and did you notice there was fog in the area to help create the scenario of being transported back to the Jurassic time period? Weather plays a big role in helping you believe that your characters are really in the environment that you think they are in. So why don't we go ahead and make our own weather creation for our own scenario over here in Old Mexico. And maybe Capital Mexico. Oh, welcome to Old Mexico. Let me give you cue, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we are all set to start our very own weather demonstration. It's a beautiful day here. Starting off a little cloudy. Hint, hint. And either a little bit of thunder, I think I saw a little bit of lightning, and just like that, we go from a sunshiny day to a rainstorm. Pretty cool. Now, of course, the rain is sprinkler systems, which are held out of the view of the camera. The water shoots directly into the air, falls down to the ground naturally, and that's how we make it rain for movies and TV shows. The cool thing is if you know, I'm going to go ahead and get the sign for them to turn it off. We don't deal well with rain here in LA. We can't drive in it. Nothing happens good in it. And I don't think you can see me. I'm so sorry. I think it's being blocked. The rain seems to be getting heavier, and whoa, it's a flood. I told you, trying to take cover. What is happening? I said to cover, how come no one ever listened? We'll learn. Now that flood is a result of gallons of recycled water that fell to hell and then release. Now, each one of those elements can be added and subtracted depending on the need of the production. This set all the same centimeters and banded lines only utilize the flood. So now we're saying adios to old Mexico because we're saying howdy to our 6.6s, everybody. Yee to the high. Now we call this area 6.6s because 6 different movies could film at the same time on these 6 different streets. Each street had its very own sheriff station, saloon, and hotel. All the movies were silent back then, so none of the filming ever interrupted each other. Now I shall drop my accent. Look on either side of the tram. Notice the doorways, they were made special. Some of them are made a little shorter and wider. So our western heroes appeared bigger and brawnier, and the others, they appeared taller and wider, so that our damsels in distress, like the lady off in the distance on your screen, looked hopeless. But look at her face. I think she's fine. She doesn't need help from anyone. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood filmed right over in that area, The Color Purple, and even an episode of Westworld. Just to let you guys know that we have reached the halfway mark here in our tour. And just as a reminder, we do ask that you remain in here right now because I want to bring you inside of here so we can show you what it looks like. Inside of a soundstage that is dressed. That means it's ready to be filmed in. A production can just come right on back in. Position the camera and say action. I'm sure it's not the global. Is everybody okay? Yeah, I'm going through good. Well, congratulations. You just survived an 8.38. All right. After all of that, I think we should take a break. We're going to the beach at Amity Island, and never fear, there's no sharks there because they caught him. Look, he's hanging up, looking all sad. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for terrorizing the good people of Amity like that. Well, guess what? The people of Amity want you to know how safe it is, so they're putting on a show starring dolphins. I love dolphins. They're so... Guys, that's the biggest dolphin fin I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure if that is a shark or a dolphin. Let's ask him. Excuse me, sir, is that a shark or a dolphin? No, that's not a shark, or no, that's not a dolphin. Mandy has a lot of guts finding out for us. Ooh, and there they are. All right. I think we should just really keep it pushing and move behind these large barrels of gas. That's gonna be safe. What just happened? I think we can all agree that that is a shark and not a dolphin. I'm sorry, my bad about that, okay? His name is Bruce, and Bruce the shark from Finding Nemo is named after Bruce, a mechanical shark from Jaws. And Bruce the mechanical shark from Jaws is named after Steven Spielberg's attorney. Oh yeah, he must have been a real shark, huh? Bruce was as much of a terror off-screen as he was on-screen, prompting the cast and the crew to title the production Flow. Let's hear more from Steven Spielberg.
He doesn't want to line shark. The shark was frustrated. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited.
The shark is working well enough for a while there. So I really overcharged a lot.
Exterior. Located right next to it is a facade with just the front and sides of the building built the only part that the camera can see. Now as we roll down this very popular street, it's called our Colonial Street, and it is made up of a combination of facades and practical sets. If you were fans of ABC's hit television series Desperate Housewives, this was Wisteria Lane. Now, on this street, there are sets that you can film on the interior. Gabby's house, you could film on the inside of that. This house right here, the yellow house toward the left-hand side of the tram is Susan's house. They did film on the interior of that, but right next to it is this house, which belonged to Lynette. That house actually has a tree growing out from it, so you could only show someone going into the front door, and then they would have to cut and film inside of a sound stage. But since then, all these houses really have been transformed. You can't really tell which one is a practical set, which one is a facade. They don't want you to know that. And the camera will never show you that. They'll only show you what they want you to see. And since that show is so popular, they've painted the houses, added on to the house. So welcome to the most famous set still standing in Hollywood. It's the Bates Motel, the Psycho House. From Alfred Hitchcock's film Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. Now, that is the original Psycho House, moved from the original location to out here on the back lot. It is just a shell with 4 walls and then a roof. There should be no one or nothing on the inside of there. And if Mother is still hanging out, she has got to let her baby boy go. It is time. Now that house is built in front of the colossal crash site from War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. Now this was an actual 747 pulled from a plane graveyard in the Mojave Desert and popped out here in the back lot. They brought the 4 pieces of the plane down the freeway. The tail section was too large to fit down the freeway, so they chopped off the tail and then they reattached it right here on their back lot. For more information on the whole crash site concept, take a look at your screens here from production designer Rick Carter and director Steven Spielberg.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision of Steven.
We sit down to talk about the War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.